guys, if you watched my last video, you might recognize everything right now because I just filmed the intro for that and they look the exact same. Anyway, today is, what day is it? It is Tuesday the 30th of July and I am gonna start a new drawing. I sketched it out the other day. I don't know if you can really see this because it's a very light sketch, but yeah, it's basically like this overhead shot of like a bunch of things, and it's basically like supposed to represent stuff relating to being a girl, which is like very gender based obviously, but I don't know, I just wanted to make like a fun, like, oh, just girly things drawing. Does that make sense? I don't know. So that's what I'm gonna be starting on right now. I have been very unmotivated recently, so I'm gonna just like throw myself into this drawing because there's like no other way to really get over stuff like that. Like when you're not motivated or not inspired, you kind of just have to push yourself. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be drawing this. Hopefully I can get pretty far today because I feel like right now the best thing for me to do is to push myself because I just haven't been like motivated with anything in life recently, so I need a little bit of a push. I need to be a little bit strict with myself right now. So gonna go start on this and I'm excited and I hope it goes well. The sketch is looking good, so I'm very excited about that. Anyway, let's go make some art. So in the clip that you just saw me talk, I was saying that I was hoping to get pretty far on the drawing that day. I ended up working even more on the sketch of the drawing on that day because I had not done like any of the text of the things that I was drawing. Like as you can see, there's like a perfume bottle with text, a nail polish, aquaphor, a book, and I had not done any of those texts yet, and that took me so long to do. So yeah, the day that I was hoping to get pretty far, I only was working on the sketch. But eventually, obviously, I finished the sketch and it was time to move on to shading and all of that stuff. Anyway, let me talk a little bit about what this drawing is, even though I tried to explain it briefly in the intro. So I decided to just draw a bunch of objects that I feel like are girly, but also that's like very, like, obviously these objects don't have to be girly, but they're like, if we're talking like typical gender based, these are like, I mean, not all of them are like girly things, but I just wanted to make like a fun drawing, you know, the saying that's like just girly things. That's basically what I wanted this drawing to be, with like things that I feel like are just girly things, even though some of them are really not. Like, I mean, most of them aren't, but yeah, I don't know, I thought it would be a fun idea, but I don't know if it is. Anyway, the reason that I wanted to do this was because, first of all, I really enjoy art like this when it's like just a bunch of objects and they are kind of like within a theme. I think it's really fun, and also because I wanted to challenge myself a little bit. So recently, as I've been on my summer break, not in college, I definitely have challenged myself, but maybe not to the point that I want to challenge myself. And what I mean by that is like challenge myself through doing like complicated things and things with a lot of detail. And whenever I get to decide what to do myself, recently I've just tended to draw simple things because that's just what's felt right to me. And I haven't, as I said in the intro, I haven't been very motivated, so it's been hard to like do things that are challenging because I just haven't really even been wanting to make art at all. So yeah, the main purpose of doing this was because I thought it was going to be cute and also that it was going to be a little bit of a challenge for me. I also wanted to use graphite pencils because I really enjoy this technique and it's not a technique that I use too often. I also do a lot of stuff in color, and if you guys saw any of the art that I made when I was in my previous semester of college, a lot of that stuff was in graphite, and I just realized how much I enjoy that technique, and it's a technique that I've used a lot in my life. It's basically how I started out making art. I was doing pretty much only graphite for a while, like probably a few years before I ever tried color. And so it's definitely like a very nostalgic technique to me, and it's like a technique that I hold very close to my heart, and I think it's so enjoyable and so much fun. But something that I do think is challenging and maybe not my favorite part is how delicate you almost have to be with graphite. Obviously it depends on what type of art you're doing. If you're doing something that's more like sketch like, you don't have to be as precise and as delicate, but with this sort of drawing that is like very detailed and everything has to look a certain way. I obviously try to make it very realistic. It really made me have to be like very careful with where I placed each pencil stroke, which sometimes I enjoy that process and sometimes I don't, and I try to use whatever technique that I use when I feel like I want to do it and when I feel like I'm capable. But in this instance, it was a little bit more for the reasons of wanting to challenge myself and because I hadn't used this technique for a while. But yeah, I really enjoyed the way that it turns out, and I just think if I'm in the mood for it, I think it's really fun. Anyway, overall this process was really good. I thought that it was going to be a lot more difficult than it was. I think it's because there were just so many small and meticulous details that I was like, this is going to be awful and it's going to drive me insane, but it really didn't. I think if you have a good sketch, it's usually not that hard, in my opinion. Like, if you start out with a good sketch and everything looks right, the next part is just filling in, you know, the shadow and the light, which obviously can be challenging, but I just think that whenever I do have a good sketch, it's not that complicated for me. So it was actually a really fun process whenever I got to the point of actually shading the whole piece. I wasn't really faced with any struggles. The only thing, I guess, is that it took me some time to make this, and I've been lacking in a lot of things recently. I feel like I've been lacking in patience and motivation and inspiration, and so in those terms, this piece was a little bit challenging, just because maybe I wasn't fully in the mindset to do something like this. I don't know, I felt very like, I don't know what the purpose of my art is recently, which, if you're an artist, we all go through this, and it's not like very uncommon to go through this. I think people who make art, majority of people go through this multiple times a year, I would say. I guess I can't fully know that, but I feel like it's just very common for people to feel that way, and in moments like that, it's so difficult to motivate yourself because there isn't anyone else that can really do it for you. Like, people can help you, you can get inspired by others, and you can search for that motivation and inspiration in other artists, but at the end of the day, you're still the one who has to make the art. You're the one who has to push yourself, and you're the one who has to find purpose in your art, and that is probably one of the most difficult things about being an artist and making art. So yeah, that's basically what I've been going through recently, and it hasn't been easy, but I think I just need to keep pushing. I need to just continue making art. I might end up taking a bit of a break. I don't really know, honestly, because at the same time I feel like I kind of have been taking a break. Like, I really haven't been making a lot of art recently, but maybe I need more of like a actual decided break where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna make art for this amount of time, because I just feel like I'm not feeling it recently. But as I've discussed many times before, even when you're not feeling it, you can still make great art, because I made this piece when I wasn't really feeling motivated or inspired, and I think it turned out really good and I'm very happy with it. So obviously I can still make good art, but that doesn't mean that I'm enjoying the art that I'm making. So that's what I've been feeling. But yeah, I was really happy that I was able to finish this piece. It took me a few weeks, I think, from when I first started it. Not because it took me that long to make it, but it took me that long to like finish it, to like get myself to make the art and to sit down and draw on it. I really just had to push myself to do it. There wasn't going to be a perfect time where I was going to be like, okay, now I feel good and now I want to make art, because that just doesn't really happen unless you like take a break for a little bit and then you come back and you're like, okay, I feel ready to come back. But yeah, that did not happen to me. So I just had to push through, and I think that was a good choice because it felt fine making this drawing. Like, I wasn't not having fun. It was just like not the excitement that I usually feel. Like, I wasn't feeling super excited to get to this drawing. I wasn't feeling like, I don't know, excited when I was drawing it. I don't know. It just still was a good experience, but the inspiration and excitement was not there. But I am very happy with the way that it turned out still, and I'm so happy that I made it, and I do hope that my inspiration is gonna return soon, because I truly do love making art. I just haven't been there fully mentally recently with enjoying it. I do go back to school in like 2 weeks, so maybe once I'm in school I will feel a little bit more inclined to make art, even though I probably won't have the time to make personal work, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I feel like I've just been talking, not really knowing what I'm saying, but that can be nice sometimes. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a mess to listen to. I'm gonna leave you guys to watch the rest of me drawing this, and yeah, hope you will enjoy.
Hold up, Tell me what the hold up is. I'm a little spoiled, I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not used to laying low about my feelings. Tell the world or write a book when I'm finished. I should thank your mama, yeah. Look at what she made. Sweating you so badly. I'm in summer with no rain. Yeah, I want it, want it, want it, want it more than I want to. I want it, want it, want it, want it. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. You got me on my knees begging, pleading, praying I'll be receiving everything I want from you. Yeah, I want it, want it. Don't you know I want it more than I want to. You won't catch me interested, I'm way too selective, but you're catching my interest and it's working so effective. Got me seeing colors Picasso couldn't paint. You pull me deep and rapture me, leave me no restraint. And I should thank your mama. Oh, look what she made. Lord, I'm sweating you so badly. I'm in summer with no rain. Yeah, I want it, want it, want it, want it more than I want to. I want it, want it, want it, want it. Tell me what I'm supposed to.
Alright, here is the finished drawing. I'm very happy with this. It was a way easier process than I was expecting. So even though I told you guys that I wasn't really inspired or motivated when I was drawing this, it still was like fun, I guess, because it wasn't really that hard. Like, yeah, I wasn't super excited, but I didn't have a bad time. So yeah, I really enjoy the results. It's just supposed to be like a fun drawing of some objects, and I really enjoy the way that it turned out. This is my second time ever drawing my jelly cat, and I think it's so cute and I really love drawing her. It was a really good challenge to like draw all these objects. So that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the process of this art piece and the results. Hopefully I will see you in my next video. Have a good day. Goodbye.
You got me on my knees.